Welcome back to Fine Living Journey. Today we are going to break down the 5 systems that make discipline automatic, so you never have to rely on motivation again. Self-control isn't a personality trait, it's a system, and you've been trying to fix the wrong one. I was the guy who quit on day 3 for 10 years, until I stopped chasing motivation and built 5 systems instead. System 2 is the reason discipline clicked for me, and it takes 2 minutes. If you watch until System 4, you'll understand why your last 3 attempts failed, and it wasn't your fault. I was that man who woke up motivated, promised himself this time would be different, and actually did it for 2 days. Then my energy disappeared, I skipped 1 day, then another, and before I knew it, I was back to my old habits. I thought I had a discipline problem. The truth is, discipline was never about motivation or being mentally stronger than everyone else. Your discipline fails because your systems are broken. The people who stay consistent are not superhuman. They simply built systems that make success automatic. Let us walk through the 5 systems that fix this for good. Let us look at the first system. Remove friction. Most men think success is about forcing themselves to work harder, but the brain naturally chooses what is easy. That is why you keep checking your phone, that is why junk food is hard to resist, and that is why procrastination feels automatic. Your environment is shaping your behavior more than your willpower ever will. If your phone is beside your bed, you will scroll. If your desk is messy, you will avoid working. If distractions are always available, discipline becomes exhausting. The failure mode this fixes is relying on self-control in a room designed to break it. The 2-minute implementation is to make bad habits harder and good habits easier. Put the book on your pillow, delete social media from your home screen, and prepare your workout clothes the night before. The easier an action becomes, the more likely you are to repeat it. This brings us to the second system, the 2-minute rule. I told you this is the one that made discipline click for me. The reason men fail is they try to change their entire life overnight. They go from doing nothing to impossible routines. Wake up at 5, work out for 2 hours, meditate, journal, read 50 pages, work non-stop. After a few days they burn out because the brain hates sudden extreme change. The failure mode this fixes is the all-or-nothing crash. The 2-minute implementation is to start ridiculously small. If the goal is working out, start with 2 minutes. If the goal is studying, open the book for 2 minutes. If the goal is writing, write 1 sentence. It sounds too easy, and that is the point. Starting is the hardest part. Once you begin, momentum takes over, and small actions repeated daily become identity. A man who studies for 2 minutes every day is building consistency. A man who waits for motivation builds nothing. The third system is identity over outcome. Most men focus on goals. I want to lose weight, I want to make money, I want to become successful. But goals alone do not change behavior, because every action you take comes from identity. If you see yourself as lazy, you will act lazy. If you see yourself as undisciplined, you will quit quickly. If you see yourself as weak, your habits will reflect it. The failure mode this fixes is fighting a self-image that keeps pulling you back to your old life. The 2-minute implementation is to stop asking what you want and start asking who you want to become. A disciplined man does not negotiate with every task. A healthy man does not debate every workout. A focused man protects his attention. Your habits are votes for the man you are becoming. Every time you wake up on time, that is a vote. Every time you study instead of scrolling, that is a vote. Eventually, identity becomes automatic. This brings us to the 4th system. Track your life. What gets measured improves. Most men drift through life without awareness. They say they are trying hard, but they track nothing. No schedule, no progress, no reflection. Without awareness, improvement becomes random. The failure mode this fixes is the man who thinks he lacks discipline when he really just lacks awareness. The 2-minute implementation is to track a few important things. How many hours you waste, how often you exercise, how much time you spend on your phone, how consistent you are with your habits. Once you see the truth, you can finally change it. Tracking creates accountability, and accountability creates change. The 5th system is recovery as part of discipline. This is where most men destroy themselves. They think discipline means work harder, sleep less, push non-stop, never rest. But eventually they crash because humans are not machines. Even elite athletes recover. Even warriors rested before battle. Burnout is not discipline, it is imbalance. The failure mode this fixes is the heroic sprint that ends in a 3-week collapse. The 2-minute implementation is to protect recovery like a meeting. Sleep properly, take breaks, go outside, exercise, and guard your mental energy. Consistency beats intensity. Working hard for 3 days means nothing if you quit for 3 weeks afterward. A system you can follow for years will always beat a perfect routine you abandon after a week. So if your discipline keeps failing, stop attacking yourself. You are not weak because you struggle. You are struggling because you were never taught systems, and systems change everything. Remove friction, start small, build identity, track your life, and recover properly. That is how discipline becomes permanent, through systems that keep working even on the days you do not want to. Screenshot this list before it scrolls away, because the men who change their lives are not the men who feel motivated every day. They are the men who build systems that make success inevitable. Don't forget to like and subscribe to see more videos like this.